Good morning and welcome to Open Eye, Heartful Meditation, Centering Prayer, whatever you wish to call it this morning. I'm glad that I'm here. I could use a meditation today. I don't know about you all. Hi, Erica. Good morning. We're an anxious nation, and whatever happens, here's this quote from Hafez. I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. The astonishing light of your own being. The idea here is that there is light within you, that you are actually not just a human being, that you are actually light itself. And I wish I could show that to you. I try to show that to you. I try to project it out of me. I try to be a channel. I try to get out of the way because not so that you can see it inside of me, but so that you can see it inside of yourself. Because once you see it inside yourself, the astonishing light of your own being, then you begin to see it in other people. You begin to see it in animals. You already probably feel it in nature because it is so powerful in nature that it's difficult not to feel it out there whenever you're outside, walking and listening and paying attention to the natural world around you. You are an astonishing being of light. That's what meditation does. I practice centering prayer, which is what I've been calling Heartful Meditation, or today we call it Open Eye on YouTube. It's to open your inner eye. I learned this from the Trappist monks of St. Joseph's Abbey in Massachusetts, where they make the jellies and jams and the beer. Nowadays, they make beer. But they had, under Thomas Keating, the abbot, done some study with Sasaki Roshi and Maharishi Mahayogi of TM. Sasaki Roshi is a Zen master, and they combined their learning with their contemplative life and their Trappist tradition. And they came up with centering prayer. And it's a super simple practice of being able to see the light inside yourself. If I could show you the light inside yourself, you'd be astonished. You will be astonished when you can see it inside yourself and then see it in others. It's a super simple practice of self-surrender, of dying the little death, of peeling back the layers of the onion, of quieting the story we tell ourselves about who we are, of moving beyond the false sense of ego self. You close your eyes, your feet are on the floor, your phone is shut off, maybe a dark room. I'm not in a dark room because I've got lights on because I'm on camera, but normally I meditate in a room with the lights off. I often sit on what's called a zafu, which is a pillow on a little futon, kneeling on the floor, but I sit here in a straight back chair, which works just as fine. My feet are flat on the floor. I put my hands on my lap. In this particular position, I fold my hands. I often do this, and I just sit here with my thumbs touching my belly button. And that's sort of like a barometer. When my thumbs fall away from my belly button, I'm not really paying attention. And I repeat over and over and over again my mantra. I have a singular mantra intention, a singular intention always, and that is to aim for the divine light. I don't ask for cars or a good day or joy. I ask for the presence itself, out of which all things arise. When we seek the light itself, you gain the light and the world. When you seek things of the world, you gain the world and not the light. I want both. That's just me. This is my connectivity to God. I let my mantra, my prayer ride on my breath like a butterfly on my palm. I don't grasp it. I just let it ride there. And when my mind wanders off, I return to my practice. I return to my prayer. I say it over and over and 10,000 times over and over again. It burns into the back of my head, so it runs there all the time. I can pull it to the forefront. Makes meditation easier if you use the same mantra every day, because it's never really about the mantra. It's never about the prayer. It's about the aim. It's about the direction of it. You aim your heart at God. Uplift your hearts to the God. As we used to sing that in the Catholic Church. We uplift our hearts. That's what we're doing. We're uplifting our hearts and aiming our hearts at the divine while we're eliminating the story we tell ourselves about who we are. And when we do that, we find the quietude and the peace. This is a listening prayer. And we control the mind using a mantra and a prayer in order to listen. So I'm going to take a look over here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Seth and Rachel. I've been needing to say hello. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Russell from the UK. Nice to see you. Thanks for thinking of us all over here in the US. Good morning from North Carolina, says Sheila. I'm in Maine, just, a piece up the coast. Hi, Susie. Good morning out there in Boulder. And the light in me sees the light in you. That's the way it works. The light in me sees the light in you. When you see the light inside yourself, you begin to see it everywhere. Heaven present, heaven in the now. Hi, Kate. I love to do a body scan, picturing divine light scanning through my body. Sure, that's a good meditation as well. There's lots of different kinds of meditations. The form that I practice is the form that I practice. No one's required to do that. And if you want to do a light body scan, that's fine too. Mind and breath, focus and breath create the elimination of the false self. They allow the duality to disappear into the quietude. When the story that we tell ourselves stops, then we get to listen. Hi, Colleen. Made it good. Oh, hey, you made it this morning, Colleen. I know you've been missing it a few times. All right, so I'm going to turn on our timer here. 20 minutes. Someone asked me the other day, do you always do 20 minutes? No. I do 20 minutes a lot because it's easy to fit in my day. I can do 20 minutes a day. That's pretty simple. I learned doing 20 minutes. That's how I began my meditative practice. I've been practicing based on 20 minutes for about 40 years. Sometimes I do 10 minutes. Sometimes I do a minute when I have at a red light, at a stop sign, 30 seconds or a breath. Sometimes I do 40 minutes. Sometimes I do an hour, but mostly 20 minutes. Okay, enough chit chat. Hey, Vicky, good morning. In the nick of time. Enough chit chat. I'm going to set the clock here. I'll see you in 20 minutes. Yeah, my lips are a little dry this morning. I'm not sure what the heck is going on there, but all right. Enough of that. I won't even be paying attention to my lips. See you in 20 minutes. Those were the loons calling us back to our day ahead, or our evening if you're over there in the UK. I wonder, my friends, if you'd like me to do a little more instruction during morning meditation. This morning, I did two things inside my meditation. I primarily focused here inside my frontal lobe in my third eye, but I also ran my breath across the top of my head, down my back, down to my first chakra, and then back up again. Inhale, exhale. But primarily I focused here, right there. So, you're welcome, Sheila. Thanks for coming, Russell. Much gratitude. Thank you, Susie. If you guys want to like this video, it helps. I see 6 of you did. Thank you very much. If you like the video, it is an easy way to support this growing channel. And the mission and ministry of Not Church is to bring the light to individuals, to let you find your path inside yourself and make your internal connection to the divine so that you don't need anything other than what is inside you to make that connection, to cultivate that connection, and to continue growing your emptiness, to create a space inside yourself, to be a channel of heaven into the world. You're welcome, Vicky. Always good to have some guided practice, says Russell. I'll do a little more of that. I did some of that last Sunday at Not Church. If that worked for you, let me know. And either here in the chat or in the comments on Not Church last week, or somehow communicate with me, and I will work a little bit harder on helping you have a guided meditation. My goal in meditation is not so much to create a tool. Well, it is to create a tool set that you can carry with you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to help you create a tool set that you can always have with you. Colleen sat still, imagined Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, and did a lot of varied prayer. My ADHD instruction helps. I get it in time. Yes, it worked. Thanks, Russell. Hey, Colleen, the ADHD, I have ADHD too, and dyslexia, and I find that focused mind breath meditation is an advantage in all the rest of my life by training my mind to a singular focus. I try not to use imagination during my meditation because imagination is a process of the brain. I imagine things. I use words gently repeated in order to stop my imagination from running wild, in order to move beyond the duality. And that's just the way that I was taught, and it certainly works for me. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for the likes. Subscribe if you haven't. It is now a couple minutes past our half an hour. I'll see you on Sunday for Not Church. That's 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. I had to look up inside my head. And if you have any comments, let me know. I appreciate your support a lot. It helps keep this going and see if we can grow this into a place for people who are disaffected from their religion to find a home in a community of seekers with no dogma and no doctrine. I've already gotten in trouble with a few people. I had quite the conversation yesterday with an evangelical Christian who's quite worried for my soul. I told him, you don't have to worry about me. It's belief versus knowing. Anyway, I should go. Charles, but breath through the third eye isn't imagination. No, it's not imagination. The difference between, I'm not trying to create anything. I'm focusing my mind here. So I'm not trying to imagine myself moving through my third eye. I'm putting my mind in that spot. I'm not trying to see anything. I'm not trying to imagine my third eye. I'm merely taking my breath and my mental focus and placing it here. I place it here. I place my breath here. I place my breath here. I don't try to imagine what my chakras look like. I don't try to imagine what they could do or what they are. I just try to place them there. And so when I run my breath from my third chakra across my crown, down my back, I'm just using my mind and my breath to feel those places. So, and I guess in a sense, it is a little bit of imagination because I'm using my mind to focus in those places, but it's not a visualization kind of imagination. I'm not trying to visualize the indigo pearl or the opening of the third eye or feeling what might be there. I merely place my breath and my mind in those places. The problem with using imagination is that it becomes a crutch. It's like it's no problem. It's not wrong to use a candle and to stare at the candle or to stare at an icon or to listen to music to bring you into this place. Those aren't wrong things. Those actually are helpful things. The problem with them is that you can't bring it with you. And imagination is in sort of in that category because God is so far beyond our human understanding. Anything we can imagine or any tool that we can use other than the elimination of the self, the false self itself, is sort of less than. That's why it's a focus of breath and mind without imagination, because imagination is a function of the brain. And what we're trying to do is eliminate the story that we tell ourselves in order to have a moment in the quietude where there is no imagination, where there is no thought and only peace. You don't have to imagine the peace or the darkness, the open darkness, the beautiful darkness. When you enter into that, you just be in it. So those are my thoughts. Quieting focus is Susan. Your soul is pure and holy and true. Your soul is pure and holy and true, Colleen. MG, see the light inside the timeless self. Within, we are astonishing beings of light. Totally, totally true. The contemplation is an image using imagination, not meditation. Um, Yes, I understand that's what you're doing, Colleen, and that's fine. Teresa of Avila recommends against using imagination. Uh, I took her word for it a long time ago. Susie, Peter, Reverend of a church I'm attending in Boulder, says that we're going through an ascension to the fifth dimension. Any thoughts? Those are metaphors, sure. Are we going? Every person who touches into the divine has access to what is some folks call the fifth dimension. That's not a scientific term, that's a metaphoric term. Uh, the same as God is not a scientific term or even an accurate term. It's a metaphoric term. So sure, uh, each in, each individual has access to the divine presence of heaven and can open oneself up, the space inside oneself, to have access to that. Is the whole world going into a rising and ascension into the fifth dimension? Maybe. I think that definitely individuals are connecting to the holy and the divine. And the fifth dimension is a fine way of talking about it. Is the whole world ascending into that? I have no idea. I do know that tens of millions of us all over the world are in pursuit of it. What will come as a result of it is, I think, more heaven present here. So semantics, I guess. Sure. Colleen, go to Teresa of Avila. So many mystics to study, so little time. Say, touching upon all of them. Yeah, I should get going because I got a day ahead of me, like you all do. So meditation is the day that I set my tone for the day. And I'd love to chat this morning, but I got some writing to do. I got to work on the film today. So peace and love, my friends. I will see you on Sunday, if not sooner. Peace and love. Thanks for liking this video. Subscribe too. Bye. Or see you soon. You're welcome, Susie. Namaste.